Other questions, Diane?
I put her to sleep.
No, but I don't have any, but does he know any politicians? I didn't.
Well, Diane, he can't tell you that, even if he does, because that could be not good for his career.
Does any politician
Well,
tell
sure.
you,
You gotta be careful.
so we can get out of debt, because we're $64 million in debt.
Well, Diane, we're going to move forward.
If they don't get that money, the 59 Greenfield bus will come up your street no more, then you will be really walking up that hill. So if he knows
That's why I'm moving,
right.
Diane, because
Well,
of all this crap,
Hey, don't say that word on this show.
I'm sorry.
Please. Diane, we're going to move forward. Brian.
Number one, I don't like you on that show. They should put.
All right,
You
but
don't
we're
like
gonna
me
move
on the
forward.
show.
We're going to move
TV,
forward.
we have to go younger, so
Okay, Brian, calm down.
so they got me.
Brian, calm down.
I'm a ratings winner, Diane. You know.
Okay, everybody, calm down.
Deal with
Calm
it.
down. That's
Deal with it or
unprofessional.
change the channel.
Brian, that's unprofessional, young man.
Sorry.
Chance, Diane.
Oh, gosh. All right, did you cut that, Eric? Thank you. All right, Diane, I'll talk to you later tonight. All right, well, any rate, do we have another call, Eric? Okay, well, we're good. All right, well, then, Annette, is your first question for Jim, and I told you it could be a jungle in here. Can I go back? Can I decide to be an attorney? Because court sounds safer at times. Have to deal with the 9-ring circus, I think.
9-ring circus.
I got 9-ring circus. Brian's over there arguing. Hey,
I'm sorry about the
me.
arguing with
That's
Diane.
all right. Don't worry about it. Forget about it.
Yeah.
But now Annette has the mic. So
Okay, Annette,
please
here we
pass
go.
the mic to her, and she has a question to ask. And if she doesn't, I'll ask all the questions, and she'll be out of luck. I'm sorry. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Okay.
It's back to the PTSD.
You got to get to the microphone.
How many cases have you been involved in divorce related to PTSD?
Oh,
Wow.
Is it common
well,
for divorce to be?
yes. Unfortunately, it is common. I mean, I don't do the divorces.
Right.
But I have spoken to many veterans, and that just sort of worsens their symptoms.
Of course.
I have a client I'm working with now, and he's divorced, although his PTSD is getting better, and there seems to be some light at the end of the tunnel for him. Him and his wife,
great.
or ex-wife rather, are talking, and I think she's being a little bit more understanding. But it's a real stressor on a marriage and on the kids, and that. And when the kids, they don't understand why dad is like he is, that's an even bigger burden for the wife. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's one of the casualties of war, marriages.
I believe that. And now let us have Brian ask his first question.
All right. Here's my number one question. I'm still dealing with PTSD.
PTSD.
My question is, have they looked into any cures for PTSD, or has that not been in the works?
Well, it's like any other psychiatric condition. There really isn't a cure, but it can be managed. One of the, as I indicated before, the veteran has a problem with trust issues.
Right.
Helping him regain trust and humanity is now being facilitated through the use of therapy dogs, therapy horses.
There you go.
Yeah, I just attended a conference in Harrisburg on PTSD called the PA Veterans Conference, and I knew about the therapy dogs because an individual can bond with a dog, and as you know that dogs are very, very loyal.
Yes, they are.
And it's they build trust with others faster when they've bonded to their therapy dog. And now I understand that they're using, in West Virginia, they're using horses. Yeah, it really is fascinating. So there's no cure, but utilizing therapy animals have really helped in managing the PTSD and in managing the really severe symptoms because they learn to build that trust with that animal, and then it gets a little easier with their spouse.
Well, that's interesting. Did that answer your question, Brian?
Yes, it did.
All right. Well, it
Okay.
sounds like Brian may have
Sorry, I was just
he's
stretching.
a little bit tired, but that's okay. Sometimes it gets there. Well, now it's time for me to ask a question. My goodness, what question can I ask? Well, first of all, you say there's no cure for PTSD, as there's no official cures for mental illness. But do you see a time, and that you not being a doctor, I'm sure you still work with a lot of doctors indirectly, probably, or know of them
sure.
at least. So do you see a time when there may be cures for PTSD and, for that matter, all types of mental illness? Do you think there's any research going on? Do you think there might be some type of homeopathics? I mean, so that we can eventually help all these people that are afflicted.
Well, there's always research going on with
Okay.
mental illnesses.
Right.
And the whole thrust of that is trying to determine the chemical reactions in a person's brain
Right.
that exhibits the disease. I mean, science knows.
They're starting to get to know the genome and what have you.
Right. I have not heard that we're on the brink of any cures.
Right.
But
Better treatments,
But
maybe?
better treatments, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, I like the idea of the therapy animals. I think that's very good. Well, you know, we are getting to the point where we are about at halftime, as they would say in football. So let us go ahead and go to veterans benefits specifically. And
Okay.
I will ask the first question on that, and then we will have Brian ask the following one. And my first question is it very often that the VA or the Veterans Administration as a whole, is it often that they will attempt to deny veterans their rightful benefits? And a follow-up mini question in there. I don't know if you're aware of it, but I had read in an article not long ago, a couple years ago, I guess, that there were a group of Marines, male Marines, that had gotten breast cancer, and the Marines denied it, and they basically turned their back on a group of Marines, which they say the Marines never turn their back on fellow Marines. And frankly, to this day, I'm very disappointed with the United States Marines for doing that. But is it often that there are denials, or is most of your practice simply to kind of like speed up the process, or is it kind of a legal boxing match?
No, it's definitely a legal boxing
Let's
match.
hear all about that.
Yeah.
Let's hear what the Veterans Administration and how they may not be, well, let me put it in a polite way. They're disrespecting it, our veterans,
Well-
in a sense. So let's hear that, and then we'll go with the Brian.
All right. You brought up the two
There's
separate
two different
points.
things, right.
The article you
Yeah.
read about the Marines,
Yeah.
that was
Few
at a
years
Marine.
ago.
Yes, it was at a Marine base where
Right.
where their
They had
water
Agent
was
Orange or
poisoned. Where their water was
Oh, it was
poisoned,
poison
and these
water, okay.
guys had breast cancer.
Right, and some died.
And absolutely, and it was passed on to their children.
Right. I didn't know about the children. That's
Yes.
disgusting.
Yes, it's very disgusting.
It's
Now, this
disgusting.
is not the VA. This is the Marine Corps.
I know.
The commanding
Semper
officers.
Fi.
Yeah,
I
Semper
mean,
Fi.
that's
yeah,
hard to
they
believe
knew
that.
about it.
That's hard to believe.
But, you know,